All right, Small Town Cop here for a brief negative review. Now, a few years ago, in fact, I looked it up, it was like 2019, I finally took the risk and bought this Sightmark M-Spec mini shot. And I knew at the time Sightmark wasn't the best, but I heard they had, gone through this whole, retooling, that they were trying to get their name up and going and trying to get better at stuff. I know they're actually still pretty well known and liked for making digital night vision scopes. So that's cool. Sorry about that. And so I took the risk and I bought this. It was $200. It's still $200. I think it was like $215 at the time I bought it, but who cares? And this is the original. The one sitting on here is my original, and it has been a workhorse. You can see it's all dinged up. It's got all kinds of scrapes on it, but it has not lost zero. It has not had any issues. It has been great. In fact, if it's still turned on, you can see the dot still working just fine. All right, and it's lined up. The other day I was shooting, in fact, it was yesterday, and I have two slides. You guys have seen the dagger upper I have, and you notice this thing's bare metal right now, which I don't like that that's bare metal. Hopefully it's going to be okay while I wait for this to get fixed. But this optic is like their second generation version, I guess. I bought it about 2.5, 3 years after I bought this initial one. I was like, hey man, this thing's been great. No issues whatsoever. This one still has not given me any issues. All the brightness settings are there. Everything's great with this one. So I was like, hey, sure, I'm going to go ahead and buy another one just like it. Why not? Immediately I had noticed, and I may have done a video with this, I can't remember, that the brightness settings on this weren't the same as this. This one has really 6. This one has 10 or 12. Like it actually has, and they're clear steps up and down. This one, no, it has 6. It goes from like this kind of like a 4 on this one to jumps to like an 8 on this one. It was finicky. And I was like, okay, not a big deal. It's still completely usable. No problem. I stuck it on this slide, I should say, not an upper. Stuck it on this slide and said, let's go to work. And it's been doing fine. It had been doing fine. Had been. Because now this comes off, so this isn't part of the issue. Like the screws on this didn't shear off, nothing like that. This is the issue, the actual optic. I was shooting yesterday, and I was noticing that I could not get my groups kept going low. And I was like, what the heck is this? So I was like, okay, maybe, just maybe, the load I'm shooting is different from the load I zeroed with, because, you zero with your duty loads, and you go plunking with the regular loads, whatever you can get, something that's similar. But I was like, something felt off. The way I was holding my gun, it was like I could feel myself angling down. Like to see the optic, the red dot, I could feel myself angling my wrist down. And I was like, because it felt awkward shooting. And I was like, what is going on? And so I tried to turn the turrets up. Didn't help. Then finally, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't notice that it wasn't my turrets that were off. The glass on this thing fell out. It was tilting out. You can see the quality control glue they left there that didn't do anything really. The freaking thing fell out. I got to the point at the end, because like I said before, I tube shoot a good bit. Like I'll turn these optics off and I'll go shoot a little bit. And I started noticing something really weird is that at one point when I was trying to understand what was going on, I had the red dot on the target. I had this big old piece of cardboard from just buying a pool table. And literally the shot was 3 feet down. And I was like, what is this? So when I got home, I was like, okay, whatever. Something's wrong with this optic. Something's going on. Because I was messing with the up and down screws. Because left and right, it was fine. Left and right was totally fine. It never really got too bad left and right. What I realized later on was happening is this glass was tilting out. And as it was tilting out, it was reflecting the dot way higher than it should be. And so this is why Sightmark has its negative name. I have emailed Sightmark already with a request to fix this, but share this around. I don't normally ask that. Share this around. I mean, Sightmark had gotten better, and I still like the shroud. I mean, this thing is really nice. I might actually take this off of this one and put it on this one just so I have more paint on there. But this is why quality control matters. This is why I knew I was taking a risk with this one. It's still been fine. And unfortunately, this footprint is no longer a popular footprint. Everybody's gone to either RMR size or the RMSC size. So even if I wanted to replace the optic on here, I can't use this slide because it was milled for this footprint and this particular size. So I will have to either just get them to fix this one and then later down the road buy a new whole slide with a footprint, with a milled RMR footprint, because that's really RMR and RMSC won the footprint wars really. So kind of hate that I've basically wasted a slide, but I mean I can take these sides off. I can use all the internals, all that kind of jazz. And if I ever have a damage here, hey, now I've got a complete other slide that I can harvest materials from for spare parts, which is nice. But yeah, just Sightmark lived up to its trash name. Not happy with that. Quality control matters. And yeah, share this around so either Sightmark will get their crap together, or warning to everybody else, their quality control for this particular optic has gone down significantly. But get out there and train, shoot with your stuff. Because I mean, I wouldn't have noticed this if I hadn't gone out and trained.